Hola a todos y bienvenidos. Vamos a continuar con Elysium. A ver a dónde nos lleva esta cosa misteriosa. ¡Ay, que no lo pillo! Pequeñas flores blancas florecen a tu alrededor. Ok. Un bote neumático desinflado. Uy, ahí hay un señor. Se me había salido un circulito. ¿Hola? El desertor.
An old man, wearing tracksuit trousers, leans on the frame stock of his rifle. He gathers a big ball of spit in his mouth, then spits it out into the extinguished fire before him. He raises his black eyes, hooded by creased eyelids, to meet yours.
Lleva un arma, ¿no? Como una escopeta. Un rifle, algo.
Unclouded by cataracts, his eyesight is sharp. He's practically tearing up from spite. Hatred got the best of him a long time ago. This man hates everything.
Ok. ¿Es usted el señor del fuego?
The what now? I can't hear you.
Le dijo hace poco a dos niños que apagaran su fuego, dos gemelos.
I may have. All sorts of little rats have come sniffing around, trying to give up the position.
The position sounds like a hiding place.
Fire guy. Regressive bourgeoisie henchman. Can't even talk like a grown-up.
Veo que conserva la vista.
My eyesight? Yes. Helps me see all the shit.
¿Cerró usted la puerta blindada?
I did. And you opened it. How?
Alimenté el generador y después usé la consola.
I should have burned that console down.
¿Cómo sabía que iba a venir?
The boat engine. On the water.
Bonita arma.
It's not nice. It's a piece of shit. But it gets the job done.
¿Es una Bell McGrath?
It's a 3-Angong 446.
Southeast Samaran made. Exotic. Must be defunct too. No modern rifle manufacturer of that name springs to mind.
A Samaran rifle. How did you get hold of one?
It was sent to us by our brothers in the Sinyao commune. Military aid.
¿La comuna Xinjiao?
You heard me. It's good now. Like chalk wiped from the board.
Su mirada se pierde en introspección. Señor, somos policías. He de pedirle que baje el arma para que podamos hablar.
The lieutenant pulls his pistol from the holster.
You are a glorified night watchman. This is a service rifle. I can only lay it down before an enemy commander of corresponding rank.
¿Qué va? Esto no podemos. ¿Y?
The lieutenant aims his pistol square at the man's forehead.
Put it down now, sir.
Or you're gonna blow my brains out before you question me. To hell with it. It's a walking stick anyway. It's out of bullets.
El anciano deja caer el rifle al suelo sin miramientos. Luego permanece mirándolo fijamente.
Like an amputated limb in the sand.
Vamos a coger el arma por si
His
acaso.
gaze follows your motions. The rifle feels surprisingly light in your hand. Frame stocked and patched in places with tape and wire.
¿Examinarlo?
The rifle's in a shabby state, like a crutch that's seen too much travel. Hieroglyphs are embossed into the forearm, made of walnut. On the butt, you see Vespertine writing, burnt into the wood. Triangong, 4.46mm, made in Sinyao.
Tal y como ha dicho, es un triangón fabricado en Xinjiao.
No one said it has to be a Belmagrave. We were just guessing.
From ballistics, it could easily have been a Triangong, too.
It doesn't matter if it was made in Shanti Shanti. All it has to do is use jacketed ammunition. And it does.
Utiliza munición encamisada de 4,46 mm.
The right type and the right calibre.
He's liking this. The old man keeps following your motion with his gaze. His right arm twitches suddenly. Some kind of involuntary response? Something is slightly off with his motorics. This looked very much like the murder weapon. It could be used against him to get a confession. In time.
¿Quién es usted?
My name is Josef Lilianovich Dross, Political Commissar of the 114th Anti-Aircraft Division of the 4th Army of the Commune of Revachol. I am a deserter, a partisan, and a prisoner of war. This is my termless surrender.
Vuelve a dirigir la mirada hacia los juncos, muerta y apagada.
The commune of Revachol? Do you mean the ICM? You're a holdover from the...
From the Insulindian Citizens Militia, the army of the revolution. I was recruited in Jamrock in 07, trained in the École de Contrôle Orient, and consigned to emergency defense duties in 08. I left my unit on the eve of the landing. When I returned here on May 14th, the commune had fallen. Still armed and ideologically trained, I wrote a criticism of myself and resumed partisan duties.
51 minus 8 equals 43.
¿Lleva en esta isla 43 años?
No. I've been on other islands too.
Mira la hoguera, un hilillo de humo se eleva desde algún punto entre los leños carbonizados.
I was in a resurrection until they turned it into a spa in 18. Then I was an E48, a nameless sound, until the sea washed over it. Then I came back here. That was 22 years ago.
Se lo preguntaré de nuevo. He estado ocultado aquí durante 43 años.
43 years and 10 months.
Eso es mantenerse firme.
It's not how a human being should live. But I had to. I couldn't just forget. I couldn't just forget what I saw.
He just couldn't.
No podía darse por vencido.
He nods. But he can now.
What have you been doing during all this time?
Hiding, fishing, waiting.
2 police officers step out of the Whirling in Rags cafeteria. Satellite officer Jean-Vic Mayer inspects giant letters across the plaza mosaic in dark red government-marked heavy fuel oil. Patrol officer Judith Minot points west. The fishing village. She glances at her watch. We meet in 15 minutes. It's a 10-minute walk. The officers go, leaving behind the writing, still smelling of petroleum. One day, it says, I will return to your side.
Always waiting.
El anciano contempla la orilla y luego te mira a ti. ¿A qué?
For her to return.
Her who?
Girl child. Revolution.
Vengo de allí. Le aseguro que eso no es lo que la gente tiene en mente.
I am not a fool. I know. The material base for an uprising has eroded. The working class has betrayed mankind. The historic opportunity for a revolution has passed. It will not come back anymore, however hard I try, whatever I do.
¿Ha dicho que te has hartado de su unidad?
I was just 16 years old, 15 when I volunteered. I had a lapse of faith. And of courage, too.
¿Un lapso de fe?
You could say I misunderstood the historic role of the proletariat and thought Mazovian socioeconomics were fallible. For a second, I doubted the irreducible laws of historic materialism. A second is all it took
¿Para qué?
for reaction to take hold.
¿Qué es reacción?
Petty bourgeois terror. It's in all men.
No fue reacción, fue puro miedo.
It's the same thing. You haven't seen it. Not really. Not naked. It's impossible not to be afraid.
And this was when?
El teniente mira su cuaderno por instinto, pero no lo saca.
May the 13th, 08. 44 years ago. The horizon was black with coalition airships. Their petroleum rose to the sky, and it looked like it formed the clouds. Storm clouds. When they started shelling, it was dark magic.
¿Magia oscura?
The combined might of international capital. All at once, all the greed and terror in the world tore into Revachol. It lifted streets from the ground and turned houses into ghosts. We were in the flak tower, huddled on the floor. The artillery was 80 kilometers away in Ozon, but I knew the commune would fall. We would all be turned into ash. So I said I was going to the map room.
¿Y entonces?
I ran. I climbed the chain link across the water and hid inland, in the bunkers underground, like the weakest of the weak. A mouse, frightened of the ordnance all night and the sound of the rotors in the morning, whirring.
¿Qué era?
Airships. I climbed out into hell. The landing was complete. The chain was submerged. I had to swim back. The fortress was half submerged too, shattered. They'd all drowned in the lower levels or got torn to shreds above. The anti-aircraft gun had malfunctioned. So had I. I left them without ideological direction. It was real. I'd seen it. I'd seen it in reality.
¿Ver el qué?
The mask of humanity fall from capital. It has to take it off to kill everyone, everything you love, all the hope and tenderness in the world. It has to take it off just for 1 second to do the deed. And then you see it, as it strangles and beats your friends to death. The sweetest, most courageous people in the world. You see the fear and power in its eyes. Then you know
¿Lo qué?
that the bourgeois are not human.
Ya. Bueno, basta. No decir nada, dejarle terminar. Continúe.
I had to fight it. I had to never stop.
El anciano enmudece. Sus ojos negros te traspasan la piel mientras miran a lo lejos, a algún punto detrás de ti. Mueves tu cabeza lentamente alejándose de allí. ¿Qué clase de lugar es este islote?
It's not an island, Dwat. It's a defensive fortification of the commune of Revachol. And I am its last surviving defender.
¿Para qué se utilizaba?
The congenitally deformed King Philip II built it to restrict access to the Bay of Revachol. We captured it in '02, retrofitted the fort with an AA gun to defend against an airborne landing. Against the whole world.
¿Se refiere al desembarco o la recuperación de Revachol?
Coalition military called it Operation Deathblow. I later found out on the radio they called it Deathblow. You're one of them. Tell me, who speaks like that? We had 50 million people on Caillou alone.
Me gustaría dejar claro que no soy uno de ellos.
Sure you are. You're RCM. Answer me. Who calls an operation against 50 million people Deathblow?
Hablemos de otra cosa.
No. Iblis. Iblis calls it that.
¿Iblis?
The black-eyed angel.
Ok. ¿Cómo has sobrevivido durante todo este tiempo?
How does anyone survive? I steal.
Now hold on there.
Esa es una lección. Podría haberse hecho autónomo que el sistema. ¿Qué roba?
Supplies, vegetables. I collect rainwater. It's the life of a dog, not a human being.
How is your health, Mr. Dross?
I've been throwing up blood since winter. Red, like beetroot. Been passing it in stool, too.
He does seem frail. Gaunt for his age. More like 75 than 65. Trouble putting on weight could mean cancer.
Oh,
TRCM can provide medical services. You need to be looked over.
I need to die. You don't have medical facilities. You have guns. That's all they give you. Toy guns.
tenemos dopamina y otros analgésicos opiáceos. Debe estar sufriendo.
I have been running out of that stuff.
There's no way he could manage the pain without them. It's safe to say he is addicted to painkillers by now.
Esta situación es seria. Precisa un examen médico que nosotros le podemos proporcionar.
There's nothing to look over. The triage is in, and it's black. Administer morphine. Moribund.
¿Cómo lo has sobrellevado mentalmente hablando?
I haven't. I have holes in my brain. Years missing. Others filled with pain only. A decade of... I don't even know what. Inferno?
Yo también tengo lagunas en mi cabeza.
No wonder. All your minds are rotting from the radio waves. I watched the traitors of this city turn the lights back on. More and more each year. Ruins glittering in the dark like a fucking merry-go-round. It's disgusting.
Se mira los pies, su rostro reseco por el sol y el viento. Hay una mueca de dolor en alguna parte.
Are they not heartbroken? How could they have moved on?
¿Cómo se ha ocultado todos estos años?
It was hard in the Thames. I didn't have partisan training. They were searching for stragglers, those bloodhounds. Floodlights on the water at night.
There were posters, campaigns.
We communards still hoped, and they needed to snuff that hope out. The East capitulated. Martinez and Cold City were turned to dust. But Jamrock, Forburg, even Coron, and Boogie Street, of course. Those fucking kips had Marsov coursing through their veins. And others too. Some cordons of Revachol was still fighting. There were cells. I tried to contact them. Soon they all went silent. The frequency's dead.
¿Cómo iba de aquí al continente y viceversa?
At night, I used a dinghy. I only went after dark then. When I got to the city, I stayed underground. Patrols, you lot, the commons too. They'd started snitching.
In the city, you move underground?
From bunker to bunker. Not anymore. No one cares now. I don't even have to hide. They think I'm another antisocial vagrant. I could walk straight into that town if I wanted. I just...
Se queda en silencio con la mirada fija en las chabolas hacinadas más allá del agua. ¿Por qué no simplemente ir hasta allí?
I don't want to. They're all traitors. Pigs, rabbits, and dogs. Men without ideals are only animals.
He does not want to see life moving on. People forgetting, drinking, laughing.
El alijo de armas debajo de San Gislen 22B, en el sótano, ¿he estado allí?
So you finally found it. There must have been a small squadron's worth of arms in there. Elmer Graves, right?
Estaban tan dañadas que eran inútiles.
I know.
So you've been there.
Sleeping. Some nights. Ammo scrounging on others. Those McGraves were shit, even before they corroded. Some had bullets in the chamber, however.
You feel the dots connecting. Little dots on the map he's walked across.
Debajo del edificio Fail hay un pequeño búnker. ¿Ha pasado por allí?
The propaganda bunker. I used to, but not anymore.
Propaganda bunker?
They stored leaflets there. Broadcasting equipment, too. Made broadcasts, I think. Propaganda officers. I buried them with their leaflets. They killed themselves. 2 young boys.
¿Se suicidaron?
A lot of our boys did. I spent some winters there. Never liked it. Kept thinking of them. No need to go underground anymore. It's better in the ruins, on the ground.
Dígame otra cosa.
The old man looks across the water, at the city, the ruins, the motorways rising above it.
Ha dicho que esta es su rendición incondicional.
You're with the RCM, the coalition-appointed mob that enforces bourgeois morals in Revachol.
Nosotros no somos los perros falderos de la coalición, tan solo intentamos ayudar a la gente.
You're the RCM. You represent the Moralist International, the enemies of humanity who took this city. I represent their adversary, le Parti Communiste d'Insolande. Take me to them as a prisoner of war. I have relinquished my weapon. I can no longer serve. No superiors can relieve me of my duty. You bulldoze them all to a mass grave for trying to free humanity.
A spray of blood from his mouth on the black charcoal in the fire pit. Rene, the royalist on the coast, said,
Los comuneros firmaron el documento de rendición revacholiano.
Liberal reactionaries signed that instrument. Traitors who should have been burned alive. I answer to the Communist Party.
Is that part of why you've been here all this time? Because the party didn't surrender?
He just wipes the blood from his chin.
Comprendo.
I don't think you did. You live in a delusion. Radio shows, speed racing and sporting goods. It's not real.
Entonces, ¿es usted un soldado del ejército comunista?
No, I am not a soldier. I am an ideological officer. I belong to the party, not the army.
Pero usted mismo ha declarado que fue adiestrado y asignado al cuerpo de defensa.
Trained in historical materialism, then assigned as a political commissar by the party. These things used to mean something.
Espera, ¿a qué se dedica un comisario político?
The old man does not answer. He tilts his silver head and looks at the reeds. You see a small tremor pass through his legs.
His job was to assure the army answers to civilian control and follows the ideology of the commune.
Scientific communism. A commissaire politique is a knight philosopher of the revolution, a future human.
Awakened from shutdown by the promise of ideology, he was like a cleric, a shepherd.
¿Entonces era usted una especie de sacerdote?
No, the opposite of that. A future human, not a human of the past.
Eso significa que es un comunista adiestrado, ¿cierto?
He nods slowly. Then another tremor.
Paso.
He looks away to the sea and lets out a cough.
Ay, tengo otra pregunta.
There's nothing serious in this world. It's a farce.
¿Para qué ha estado utilizando el arma?
I've used it for killing people.
Ah, muy bien.
Killing people?
It's a gun. That's what they're for. You want a moralist euphemism? Defending your family and your property. I haven't done that. I've used it to kill people.
Interesting. During or after the war?
There is no after the war. Class war is never over.
So he's continued killing after hostilities ended. Okay. This is it. You can feel it, like battery acid on the tip of your tongue. Something you haven't felt in a while. But
¿Pero qué?
this is what you live for. This is the shit. The great serotonin jackpot. The solution. Go in straight. No euphemisms. He doesn't like those. No. Be careful now. Slow and steady does it. Make him repeat it first. Don't mess this up. Remember, he wants to tell you. Get personal.
Sé que quiere contármelo. ¿Ha matado a alguien con esa arma en el último par de semanas? Espera, entonces, ¿cuál le digo? Se lo voy a preguntar así tal cual. ¿Utilizó esta arma para dar muerte a un coronel de la contratista de seguridad Crenel?
The who now?
He heard you. He just wants to hear you say it again. This is dramatic flair on his part. Right choice. We're in. Do it, sire.
¿Le disparó usted al cadáver con la armadura cerámica colgado detrás del Whirling in Rags?
Oh, yes. That one. Ugly piece of work, that boy.
Did you kill him?
I am a son of a welder and an officer of the commune of Revachol. I do not collaborate with murderers and pederasts of the liberal regime.
A drop of blood in the saliva. Exhaust him with proof. Pile it all on him. Get a confession. The scent of blood in the air. But what else? There was something you can't remember. Something about the tracks. Suddenly, all those tracks are so confusing. Go with something else first.
Hemos hecho el análisis balístico. El disparo se produjo desde esta isla.
I saw you poking around there, looking for evidence. You're damn diligent when it comes to dead fascies. Did you like the view?
You had direct visibility. There are embrasures in the concrete, specifically meant for a top follower to use. And you had a long-range rifle in your possession. You've been here a long time, Mr. Dross. Too long. You clearly need medical aid.
I'm ready to die. I've done my part.
He's practically admitting to it. Dead fascists for fascists. Done his part.
Esa ventana... Oh, bueno, vamos a preguntar esto. ¿Ha dicho fascist? ¿Solamente haberlo asesinado?
You're sad for your fascia brother, aren't you? One twig got broken. Now the others are sad.
Hace un ademán con la mano. Percibes un tic nervioso y luego otro en su ojo derecho.
Almost. He almost burst out there. Keep piling arguments. Anything.
No necesito su cooperación. Tengo esto. Mostrarle el triangón 446.
Not a lot of guns around that use military-grade ammunition, are there?
It's a real gun. Not like your little musketeer pistols. I've seen you prance around with those. Jumping hoops for the liberals. You look like imbeciles. Why don't you ask them to give you real weapons? Going against automatic rifles with these toy guns. Of course you got those boys killed.
Damn, he saw you. He's watched it happen. He would have a good view of the tribunal from here. It's not just empty boasting. So he saw you. Okay. So what? Don't let it divert you.
Deja de marear la perdiz. Tenemos el arma homicida.
You know what? You're right. I'm convinced this made the shot. Should we call it?
¿Crees que tenemos el arma homicida?
4.46 jacketed ammunition, modified for range. We have it. This is it.
Yo lo dictaminaré. Tenemos el arma homicida.
Good. This feels good, doesn't it? Tearing things up like this. When you have the murder weapon, you have the killer.
Murder.
El anciano no dice nada más. Tan solo mira hacia los juncos y vuelve a sufrir un tic nervioso.
This pushed him, but not enough. Just a little more.
Venga, ¿qué me estoy olvidando?
Wait, here it comes. The goddamn Maybells. The dried Maybells on Clausia's roof.
¡Claro!
There were Maybells in the grass when you got here. They're revolutionary symbols from the war. Nowhere else, nowhere in all of Martinaise have you seen them this spring. Wait, don't forget the footprints. The diagonal prints in the dust in the secret space behind Clausia's bedroom. Now they're gonna come up.
Por supuesto, gracias, cabeza, gracias.
You got it. Remember? The boot prints were like no modern soul.
Había como áreas detrás de la ventana de la víctima.
Damn Maybells. The whole island is turning white with them.
He seems tender suddenly, nostalgic even. A strange mood swing.
So many this year too. The spring is coming. No, it's already here. Wash the filth away.
Este es el único sitio en toda Martínez en el que he visto esas flores.
They blossom on the islets before we fertilize them with our blood. Resurrección was snow white in May, before they ruined it. The coast, too, before they piled their containers on top of it, filled with broken, useless trash for fat-fingered bourgeois children to play with.
You must get around a lot to stay undetected all these years. Do you know any secret paths? Pinball workshops?
I may.
Había una joven llamada Classy. ¿Le suena de algo? Encontré esas flores detrás de su ventana.
Classier.
He knows her, but hadn't heard the name.
Sí, Classy. No habías escuchado su nombre, ¿verdad?
My ears don't reach the city.
La conoce, ¿no es así? Mantuvo relaciones íntimas con la víctima, el mercenario.
With the victim.
Aparta la mirada del campo de flores blanquecino y se sume en silencio. Los músculos de su mandíbula sufren un leve espasmo.
Don't leave any loose ends. Get him on everything.
Me preguntaba de qué marca son las zapatillas que calza.
Everything is brands with you individualists. Who cares what brand my shoes are? Sansa? Some shit.
Show me the soles, please, Mr. Doras.
Fucking imbecile.
El anciano estira la pierna. El patrón en espiral en blanco y negro cubre la suela con sus gastadas zapatillas.
The maker is called Sansarique, and the size is 42 to 44. These are not the unusual horizontal patterned soles you saw in the dust on the floor of the hidden room. They do, however, seem to be about the same size.
The size fits, but not the sole.
Espera, quizás sea más simple que eso. A ver si acertamos.
Sire, he doesn't have to be wearing them right now.
La gente cambia de calzado. Eso no significa que no haya merodeado por la escena del crimen.
Racking those brains, are you? Desperate to report something back to your masters? They must have really loved that dead fuck.
The lieutenant gives you a quick sideways glance and nods to acknowledge. The prints were his. You can see it in those eyes. He can't keep them from flickering. Look, the old man stares at his own prints in the ash around the fire. Silent suddenly, some strange process within him. A gush of wind. Seagulls in the distance.
You know who he was. A coalition-trained murderer. Armored and armed. He wasn't human. The blunt end of a hammer. Dripping with blood.
Él también era un soldado, un hombre.
Beating us to the ground. Moaning with joy. You hounds get so thorough when a company-trained killer dies. I haven't seen you on this coast for 40 years. You know, maybe I should have killed one sooner. Got your attention. Now you stop beating druggies and prostitutes in your basement. Now you come to investigate. Not when they die by the hundreds.
This is it. Shot him. Shot him. Say shot him, not killed him.
¿Entonces se disparó?
Oh, the inhumanity. One paramilitary less in Revachol.
Casi distingues una lágrima brotar de uno de sus ojos. Sus puños comienzan a temblar de rabia.
The lieutenant raises his right arm to hush you. Hush. He does not need to be pushed anymore. The ball is rolling.
A sentir.
I had them in my sights. Both of them. Him and the whore. I was breathing with them, in phase, and I pulled the trigger and flew on the air until I landed in his mouth. I didn't think I had a shot like that in me anymore. I did. I saw him kneel there with his mouth full of death, and that stupid look on his face. And his dick's still in her.
¿Qué pasó después?
Nothing. I went to sleep. Next morning there were Maybells everywhere. The world was white, or what's left of it anyway. My last spring here. I knew the fascists would come to avenge their own. And so they did.
Mr. Dross, are you aware you're confessing to murder?
Yes.
And you were looking at them, the victim and a young woman, having sex, through the scope of your rifle that night, before you shot him?
The old man nods.
Why?
Because that's what they were doing.
Se encoge de hombros y trasquea los labios.
The motive. This is where the motive is going to come from. You can coax it out of him. The lieutenant's preparing the ground.
I don't understand. Do you, detective? I don't understand this part.
¿Por qué los estaba observando aquella noche?
I'm always looking.
Inclina la cabeza hacia un lado y dirige la mirada a la ciudad. Otra sacudida cruza por su lado derecho, menor en intensidad.
Are you always looking through the scope of a rifle? I'm just trying to understand.
A rifle scope has the best magnification.
And if you don't like it?
¿Aprieta el gatillo?
Yes. Think of it as a form of critique.
You got him going. Connect every little piece now. Wrap this up like a gift.
¿Qué es lo que no le gustó concretamente de lo que vio la noche del asesinato?
Them fucking. I didn't like that.
¿Así que estaba celosa?
Jealousy is a reactionary concept. I didn't like the Reaver enjoying himself, drugged out, soothed in the arms of a young woman. I wanted him to die so he could not enjoy life anymore. And I wanted to see his head explode. That too. She should know better than to hold a child murderer between her thighs. I knew he'd be there for one more second, writhing. That's all it takes for the bullet to reach his head. Now that I think of it, I wasn't aiming for his mouth. I wanted his brains to spill out on her. But you can't have everything.
This man has seen past her, like you did. And now he longs to see her covered in blood. To punish her.
¿Cuánto tiempo la estuvo espiando?
Since she came to Martinez. I saw her sneaking in the reeds early in the morning, behind the Feld building. It was dark, still winter. She didn't have her skimpy outfit on then, just a spot in the night, moving.
Past the Feld building on the coast? What was she doing there?
Hiding something in the water. She had a fag after she'd done it. I was up in the ruins there. She couldn't see me, but I could see her, smoking. She was nervous, but not scared.
¿Qué cree que estaba escondiendo?
Her passport and tickets to Villiers. And from there to Cachet Brut.
In the free state of Seminine, hidden away at the edge of the earth, near the Pale.
Esa sería la huella escondida de lo que nos habló. ¿Miró en su interior?
After she was gone.
Did you keep what was in it? When we found the submersible, it was empty.
No. Why would I do that? I didn't need tickets to Villiers. I'd put them back. If I wanted to extort someone, I'd do better.
This implies that he's thought about extorting her. Also, a little inconsistency here. He was surprised to hear her name Clausia before. Would he not have seen it on the documents?
Vio su nombre en el pasaporte, pero antes cuando le dije que su nombre era Clausia no pareció reconocerlo.
It didn't say Clausia in there.
¿Estás seguro? Examinamos la huella, no había nada.
Why would I need that trash? I'm not going to Villiers.
¿Cuál era el nombre que mostraba el pasaporte?
It was something. I don't remember. It was dark that morning. I only remember her face on the photo.
Sigamos, ¿siguió espiándola después de aquello?
I did. She had a face like an archipelago, with those birthmarks, and a body hard and lean and bruised all over, black and yellow. I could see she's taken a beating. I could see who she was, too. A spook, on the run. Revachol's the cloaca of capital now. All the bagmen and arms dealers end up here to do drugs and have sex like animals.
You could tell she was a spook from the documents?
She had different color hair on the photo, and glasses. Forged. Some sordid bourgeois affair. I've heard about this kind of thing on the radio.
He's setting it up for you. The bruises. You can't make that out in a scope.
¿Vio esos moratones a través de la mira de un rifle?
You can't see bruises through a scope. It's just a blur.
Eso es porque estuvo en el agujero de la pared que espiándola, ¿no? Que daba su habitación.
It quickly comes to you.
Los moratones de su cuerpo, ¿es posible que se los viera a través de un agujero en la pared?
Oh, yes. Cutting those drugs of hers into little lines with a knife. Masturbating.
Did you make that hole?
With a clip-point knife.
Good for listening in, too. For hearing the moaning and the snorts.
¿La ha visto alguna vez a través de una ventana, desde una azotea, quizás?
Like that, too. Yes. Bending like a bow against the glass.
Ha estado en el pasadizo secreto del Grinning Rags. Aquellas huellas eran suyas, ha cambiado de calzado.
I've been through all of Martinez. Every nook and cranny.
Y en eso en concreto también.
Yes, that too. The things they did in that little room. What she'd do to feel good. Funny the way light works. You turn it on inside, and it gets so dark out, you can't see a man looking in. I learned that in the 20s, when they were still hunting me. I've seen people do some shit, but...
Those two took the cake. You hear the familiar scribble of the lieutenant's pen. A quick glance at you. One more loose end down. We're doing this, detective.
How did you get in there? The hidden pinball workshop.
I can just walk in there now after a good wash. I told you, they think I'm an antisocial. Closing hour is a good time. The kitchen's empty.
You had to open the steel door in the kitchen? How?
I got that open a long time ago. Some bourgeois game merchant lived there. I don't know, 15 years ago. He left spare keys all over, and I took one. Then I saw her turn the light on one night in my scope.
Andy found use for it. A spare key, like the one hanging behind the Union Box window.
Quería castigarla a ella, así que la mató. Así que lo mató.
She practically breastfed that man. You wouldn't believe the things she let him do to her.
You stare at them too. In your mind, her innocence day still turns to leaf. Airport bag in hand. Silks flowing in her wake.
Sueño.
See you tomorrow, Harry. Her voice rings in the evening air. Burning.
¿Usted también vio a través de ella? Yo lo hice.
You're delusional. There's nothing to see in the soul of the bourgeois woman. It's the same as the surface. Sick hedonism and desperation.
No soy así, no pienso de esa forma.
No one gives a shit what you think. You and your cronies kill 10 working-class men a day. I've heard the statistics on Channel 8.
Albergaba sentimientos por la mujer.
There's There's nothing to hold on to. Only this. It's not enough.
The coals of his eyes glisten suddenly, like stones dripping with water. Is he crying?
Man needs to feel something else. In this fight, it helps if you have your eye on something there. It's weakness, I know.
¿Por eso dejó las flores secas bajo su ventana?
No,
¿Entonces por qué?
I don't really know. I was there one night and she was crying, like a child, in the corner of her room on the floor, like she does sometimes.
¿Cuándo fue eso?
The day after I killed him.
¿Entonces se llevó las convalarias?
Yes, I don't know why I do the things I do anymore.
Buscaba consolarla.
Maybe. I told you, I have holes in my brain now. I wouldn't just sit here waiting for you. If you came 10 years ago, I would have killed you.
In the silence, the lieutenant draws a line in his notes, then nods at you. One more down.
Así que en resumen, no fue por él, fue por ella.
Her.
Repite mirando fijamente a las cenizas, después a los juncos. Tiene un tic en el rabillo del ojo.
The lieutenant nods at you in acknowledgement. That's it. Motive. We have it.
Where is she, that Clasier? I haven't seen her there for days.
Se escapó no sin antes guiarnos hasta aquí. Supo dilucidar que alguien la observaba desde la fortaleza.
Gone. I knew it. She kept staring into the scope this last week, at the island, like she knew. She'd look, at night, crying or smoking on the roof, staring right into me. It doesn't matter.
Across the water, on a dilapidated jetty in a nameless village, made of grey cinder block houses with Eternite roofs, 2 police officers and 1 special consultant look across a narrow strip of sea. He's there, doing what exactly I don't know. Satellite Officer Vic Mayer points at the ruins, behind that anti-aircraft something. That's why we can't see him. Special Consultant Heidelstein is optimistic. We'll see the boat when he comes. Let's go get a coffee until then. I know this interesting little place. Where? His voice trails off as the 3 walk down the jetty. As the men go, Patrol Officer Minnow looks back over her shoulder at the crumbling fortification like a rotten tooth rising out of the water. Good luck, Harry, she thinks. You need something good for this.
We could get more. We've got him talking.
Who knows what he's seen and done over the years? You could get more out of him. He likes talking.
¿Has visto algo más que no te haya gustado?
A tragic comedy. Druggies, prostitutes, and rentiers.
¿Más específicamente?
Specifically, the whole city is a charnel house, stripped clean and draped in neon. But Martinez is the worst.
Disculpe.
Because of the racists. Everyone is a racist in Martinez. It's their favorite thing to do in the whole world. Listening to race-themed radio shows. In the ruins, in their lorries. Pumped full of steroids and Radio Revachol 92. Race this, race that. It's all sanctioned by that Social Democratic Union and the farce of a Social Democrat who runs it.
¿El señor Claire?
Yes, the fly larva in his container. He let some nihilistic advertising yuppies erect a statue of Philippe III, a syphilitic murderer, on the town square, to spit on the working class.
¿Algo más?
Not since the serfs of ancient Pericarnassus has history produced a more inert social class than the Martinez proletariat. The rest of Revachol at least pretends to rebuild. These people still live in ruins. In tents, like animals. Like those boom-boom morons on the ice. A pity they didn't drown in that tent of theirs.
¿Eso es todo?
The worst of them is the blood-drenched Sucrion on her yacht, licking her lips. The old whore's gone now. Her gun-toting porcelain men are dead. So, actually, no. The worst is that old cock parading around in his uniform, throwing balls all day. It's not enough that the racists and liberals are dancing on our graves. The old loyalist ghouls still parade the ruins too. Every morning he's there, while the parasites he fought to protect are off in Ozon, or Quayamorang, or some other island they built their palaces on, feeding on drugs and having sex with their own children.
No vas a decir nada.
That's all the rich really want. Sex with their own children. Throughout history, even the royal bloodline of the suzerain, it's all just an excuse for them to have sordid sex. At least that old cunt, Frisell, is now dead. We did good when we pushed him under the horse car. Until, in the 30s, those disco whores.
The disco whores are too much. Hatred shuts down his brain's language center, leaving only a nonsensical sputter. There was something about a statue and nihilistic advertising agency people might be worth investigating.
¿Había algo acerca de la estatua de la rotonda relacionado con el sífilis?
Syphilis is a disease Philip III contracted in a whorehouse. The statue is an abomination.
¿Una abominación?
The bacteria entered his brain and made him squander trillions on sparkling wine, cocainum, and monuments of himself. His son, Philip IV, the insane, contracted syphilis in the womb.
That is technically possible, although Philippe III was not actually syphilitic. He was just mad.
And he still went on to govern Revachol for 25 years. We lost 2 million lives toppling that mode of government. And those grotesque statues too. Hundreds of them.
Pero siguen ahí.
What a keen remark. Yes, it is, isn't it? It's still there. Do you know why?
Decir porque el rey es sagrado y sus estatuas son indestructibles.
No. Cynical design cockroaches like you erected a new, ironic version of it. We tore it down with honest, working-class plastic explosives. But there it is again, grinning. Art is a bourgeois establishment. It's an affront to humanity. Every gallery should be bulldozed, and the artists should all be given 30 years of hard labor in Yekokata.
¿Por el gallo desfilando con su colorido uniforme se refiere a René?
Every fucking morning for 34 years. Throwing that ball. One ball against the other. I've always loathed that game. That is not a working class game. I don't care what they say on Radio June. Royalist ghouls play it like it was life itself. Click, clack across the water each day. And that uniform, like a parrot plumage. I won't even mention that he's a traitor to his race. A patank maniac race traitor.
Yo no sé nada de...
I remember him. I remember him from La Noce. Not him, personally. His make and model. There were tens of thousands of them. I thought we took them all out before the Liberals came to their rescue. We missed one. That one.
There doesn't seem to be a single person under the pine today. Not even Gaston. Alone.
Allí no hay nadie.
Fat and plump. Like a pheasant. Just begging to be popped off. Please, Mr. Dross. Shoot me.
¿Le gustaría matarlo?
Not yet. I like to look at him strut around, place the crosshair on his medals, right on his face, and just fiddle the trigger. Think about it. Let the bomb melt in my mouth.
Save the treat for later?
He is a juicy bonbon, that one. A real treat for the black day. The blackest. When I put that gun in my own mouth, I think, no, don't waste it. Put this lead in that cock, René. For the boys he killed. And then I look at him throw those balls, and I suddenly feel better. I even hid one bullet, so I'd always have one for him. Haven't seen him around lately, strutting around. Must be down with arthritis. I hope it hurts like hell. I hope he sweats blood.
Hearing it may destabilize him. You sure you've gotten everything from him?
Sí, no vamos a decírselo. En fin, cuéntame alguna cosa más, señor Dross.
Yes, of course. Must be passing a kidney stone. I hope it's excruciating. At least it keeps him from throwing his balls.
He seems relieved. Could he have been worried for him? He reminds him of himself. The same hatred. The same. You try to think of another thing, but no. It's just the hatred.
¿Melómanos?
Horse.
Incluso a esa palabra le cuesta un gran esfuerzo salir a través de sus dientes. La rabia se denota con demasiada intensidad. Han mencionado que el sindicato es socialdemócrata y que el señor Clegg es una farsa socialdemócrata, ¿no es así?
Another hideous disappointment. Unions are the real enemy. The true enemy of the proletariat. Placating the masses.
Disappointment. So personal. He displays a familiarity with the union's top brass.
¿Quién es una decepción? ¿Evrard Clegg?
That deformed toad? I wouldn't expect him to wipe his own ass. I mean, the brains of the operation. The smart one.
Edgar.
¿Se refiere a Edgar, el hermano de Evrard?
He talks a big game about uprising and social base. They must have sent the smart one to some university in Le Jardin, where it's alienation this and hegemony that.
¿Ha hablado con Edgar?
First against the wall with him.
The Clares wouldn't miss a man hidden in their own backyard. Not all this time. Nothing happens in Martinez without them knowing.
Of course. Maybe the Clears asked him to. Don't go straight for the kill. Exhaust everything else first. Soften him up.
¿Ha contactado con ellos?
I haven't approached anyone. I've hid. It was Edgar who came to me.
How did he know you were here?
He didn't just stumble in like an oaf. He figured it out. Some kids told him about a monster on the island. I told you, he has brains. Stepped right off the boat and walked down where you came. I even kept the door open for him. Thought he was a man of the left. Wouldn't rat me out. I was right about one of those things.
¿Ha contactado... ¿Cuándo fue eso?
20 years ago. Neither of them could walk now, could they? They were less fat then.
That's around the time the Clears came to power.
¿De qué está hablando?
Edgar did the talking. Paid his respects like I were a fossil in a uniform. Offered platitudes about the struggle. Flaunted his pink degree. Even quoted Marzov. Never trust a social democrat who quotes Marzov. Oh, and charity too. They love their charity. Offered me blankets and social housing. I still have the gas cooker he brought.
¿Y le dejó estar aquí?
Let me be here. The ZOC is an unlawful successor of the Commune of Revachol. We took this fortification from the Loyalists. Even the Clares understand this.
They let him be here. Understanding was a courtesy. But why such a courtesy?
Señor Dross, ¿mató al mercenario de Grenell para los Clegg para iniciar una revuelta?
You know why I killed that fucker, Dwat. As to Edgar, I'm not doing anything for that swine again.
Again? What have you done for Edgar before?
Tried teaching him some Marzovian socioeconomics. They didn't stick. We parted ways.
Okay, he didn't do the hanged man for them. But he's insinuating something.
¿Qué pasa si vengo por aquí y le subo un puntito que tengo millones de puntos aquí por poner?
The connection comes to you like a splash of cold water. Dark, cold water.
Hace 20 años, cuando conociste a Edgar, los Clegg aún no dirigían el sindicato, ¿no es así?
Hey.
He acknowledges it. Here we go. A twist behind the dark bend.
¿Quién lo dirigía?
That bourgeois cow. Tiffin Holly was her name. Licked the rich man's hand every time he came to town. Never seen a labor leader so hot on mutual cooperation. And money. She liked that too. That Holly was a real bridge builder and a deal maker.
Sus ojos brillan de repente con odio. Ella también era una mujer, ¿verdad? Como Classy.
She was. And she was real soft on those money men. Had a Barbara Muskova bag over her shoulder that she liked to bring to work.
¿Y entonces ella desapareció sin más?
Called in, they say. On the eve of battle. Ran away. Vanished like a piss stain.
Entrecierra los ojos y sonríe a los troncos negros.
No, that's not quite it, is it?
Did she? They say her daughter called in, not her personally. But that wasn't really her daughter, was it?
No, I guess it was not.
Juraría que ves una vez más cómo brillan las ascuas bajo sus ojos. Edgar hizo que alguien realizara la llamada. ¿Por qué razón, señor Dross?
She couldn't make the call herself.
Here it is, the bend in the river.
¿Por qué?
Because she was dead.
¿Cómo sucedió?
Because the cow caught a bullet in her right lung. Fell into the canal, grasping her tit, and drowned. Or bled. Hard to say. It was a sloppy job, on a moving target. She was going home, waddling, dressed in yellow, drunk like she often was. The ruins were black around her, and she had a yellow leather bag under her arm. She tried to cross the canal, heading home to Grand Couronne or Betancourt, someplace like that, where they build those new bâtiments for the people who flourish in the hell around her, and the ruins.
¿Fue usted a hacer un movimiento como si disparase un rifle?
It was someone. Someone shot her.
De repente sus ojos adoptan una aura fría.
Or maybe she just fell. I get these violent ideations. My memory is filled with holes, especially the 30s. All I know is nothing changed. Not in the material base, not in the hegemony. There was no uprising. Just words. The Union fizzled, sogged. Nothing came of it. Nothing.
Edgar didn't keep his part of the deal. If you were to testify to this, give the RCM something on Edgar, you could walk.
Declaró el teniente con una voz aún más tranquila, como si no fuese nada.
We would strike everything you've done and process you as a POW. You were in a war. You were on assignment. We could even extradite you to the Samaran People's Republic.
A degenerate worker state. Goat shit. No, thank you. I'm Revacholian. My days are short. I will rot away here, in a moral intern cell. I will not testify to anything.
Pero lo hizo.
I saw it happen, and I liked it. That's all I have to say. I didn't live and fight for 40 years to end up as a collaborationist. I've heard it on Channel 8, 40 AM, Radio Revachol, late night. Everyone is a blobber in this world. Everyone betrays everyone. They're all already locked up for betrayal. The best ones, the ones with heart, were slaughtered, trampled.
The same old freezing hatred. There is plenty here to work with once he's in custody, and the lieutenant knows it. He gives you a little nod to proceed.
¿Le decimos a René?
Glad? It's all gone.
Compostura, ajá.
For a 60-year-old man with stomach trouble, who spent his entire life alone on an uninhabited island, he seems surprisingly fit.
¿Eso es todo?
He's clearly a drug user of the painkiller sort, prone to erratic hand gestures, and malnourished. But that's it. The moment passes, and you say,
Tengo que salir. Quédese
I
donde está.
ain't going in.
hear that? Magnesium. That's what you're lacking. The lack of magnesium has you slouched.
Entonces me falta magnesio.
Yes, and it's critical. Look at yourself. You're practically devolving into a fish due to the lack of magnesium in your bloodstream.
Necesito chutarme más.
You need to get so magged up. You've probably had 2 heart attacks and a minor stroke already, and the only prescription is insane amounts of magnesium.
¿Qué intentas decirme? ¿De convertir en magnesio en mi única forma de sustento?
Yes, if you want to live, you need to evolve. You need to ascend the carbon barrier. Go to the apothecary and buy insane amounts of magnesium. It will reverse the damage to your circulatory system.
Veamos. Ya no me queda nada. Wow, cuesta 70. Pues no sé, le voy a decir lo de René. No sabía si
The old
decírselo,
man
pero
stares
sí.
despondently at the
Bueno,
logs.
vamos a ver esto.
It's
a ver.
like he's forgotten you're there. What
Ahora sí.
strikes you about this gaunt man is not the stomach pain, or the cough, or the malnutrition. It's precisely what you could not see before. For a man who spent 44 years hidden in the urban wild.
Está sorprendentemente bien.
Indeed, he speaks fluidly. His movements are rapid, if erratic. His voice, despite the cough, is there. It is capable of expressing complicated ideas. Above all, he seems animated.
¿Animado? ¿Por qué?
It's a mystery. This animation comes at a cost too. Erratic hand gestures, thought processes cut off like threads as he just stares at the logs or the reeds. He also suffers mood swings, bubbling to the surface, unconstrained by his nervous system. Great leaps of emotion, from anger to grief, despair.
¿Demencia?
You've seen demented people before. This feels similar, yet different. When his thoughts move, they are lucid, keen even, not senile.
¿No será que su mal genio es un subproducto de su estilo de vida?
Perhaps, but his seems more than that. The inner turmoil takes unexpected turns, as if forced on him in a way. In summary, you sense some underlying neurological disorder.
Señor Dross, ¿está usted bien? ¿Cómo va su memoria?
No, I'm not okay. I shit blood, and I'm surrounded by insane people.
There it is again, erratic hand motions, bouts of rage, and the stomach thing too, of course.
Quiero volver a preguntarle sobre la gente que no le gusta.
His lip curls into a sneer
Vamos a
at the
decirle
memory.
lo de René. Escucha, acerca de René.
Yes, where is he? I hope he doesn't have debilitating arthritis or kidney stones. He can still come out to play with balls and get shot in the head, right?
Oh my God, he's even worried for him.
René ha muerto. Murió de avanzada edad hace un par de días.
No,
Sí,
I waited too long. I waited too long and now he's dead?
I'm sorry, Mr. Dross. I understand you knew him for a long time.
They're all dead now. Fuck it.
If he really wanted to kill him so bad, he would have done. There must have been 1,000 black days on these islands. His health ailing.
¿se preocupaba por él?
All human beings care about each other. I cared for seeing his head explode. Now, God damn this world.
He reminded him of himself. The same hatred. The same. You try to think of something else, but no. It's just hatred.
Lo siento.
Fuck you.
¿Está usted bien, señor Dross? ¿Se ve capacitado para seguir?
You think I haven't seen people die? It's all I've seen them do. Fuck and die. All the other plans we had. To love. To colonize the Pale. It's all fucked.
He's not okay. This is just another black day in a row of black days. Something strange is keeping him together, making him endure.
Glad we talked about what?
Pues ya está, nos queda arrestarlo. Joseph Lilianovich Dross queda detenido por el asesinato de Ellis Cortana.
What? But you said I would be taken to the...
This terror is the sum of all the uncontrollable movements and mood swings he's been exhibiting.
Your wayfarer rights have been suspended. Information provided to the officers on the scene will be used against you by the prosecution. You will be given legal counsel within 1 week and must face court in 44 days. Do you understand?
Pobrecito, mira cómo se ha puesto ahora.
Do you understand?
But
Jim está aterrado.
no, I don't want to. I have to stay here.
Mira hacia los juncos con los ojos sumidos en un creciente pavor.
He's sweating. Beads are forming on his forehead.
Your confirmation is not required, sir. Now on to the boat.
A ver. Percepción.
There it is again, to your north, as it has been since you came to the coast. The reeds whisper, stalks rubbing against each other. But then, in the middle of it,
¿Qué?
something completely different. It sounds like a bow, very slowly being drawn against the strings of a violin. A very small violin, made of reeds and rushes.
Maybe there is room for 3 on the boat.
Calla, Kim, ¿no lo oyes?
What?
What are you talking about? Is this really us?
Your skin crawls.
¿Qué está pasando? No me digas que va a aparecer por ahí el bicho de los juncos, el que estaba buscando. ¡Sí! ¡Qué grima! What? ¿Qué es eso? ¿Nos va a comer o algo?
A delicate
El frasco,
tangle of
eso
arms
es.
and legs unfolds from the reeds, limb by limb, to then just stand there, moving its scythe-like arms in ghostly silence.
¿Parpadear?
It's still there, an unfolding mechanism of reed-like chitin, hovering in place.
¿Qué es eso?
What are you talking about?
El insecto palo gigantesco.
There's nothing there.
The stick insect is over 3 meters tall. It looks straight at you with its tiny pinprick eyes and its grotesquely small head. You feel your legs shaking under you and your gun hand move to your holster to grab the gun.
Al final he acabado de volverme tarumba.
You feel the lieutenant's hand on your back, and then you hear him say,
I can see it.
"Thank God. If he can see, then you're not insane. But that means it's really there, spinning slowly, in absolute silence, its limbs long and slender."
Be very, very careful.
Te susurra el teniente dando un paso hacia el artrópodo gigante. ¡Ay! ¡Qué grima me da! Bicho bueno, bicho bueno. Vamos a ir a hablar con él. Kim, ¿qué hacemos?
Yeah.
The creature stands on long stilt-like legs, antennae hanging from its head like a woman's hair, white and curled at the tips. It is no more than 5 steps away from you. Reed-like tufts stick out of its joints. As the insect moves its forearms, it produces a faint hiss, like a reel-to-reel machine spinning after the tape breaks.
Ay,
The hiss is different from the strings you heard before. It says something else in a lower pitch.
¿escuchar con detenimiento?
Be afraid. You smell wrong.
Es el fásmido insulínico.
It is.
Susurra el teniente a tus espadas. Escuchas el familiar sonido de su chaqueta abriéndose lentamente con mucho cuidado.
You glance over your shoulder. The lieutenant holds a piece of milled aluminium. He begins to pull it open, extremely carefully. It's the camera. No, the flash will scare the creature off. Warn him now.
Kim, el flash es demasiado ruidoso, lo vas a asustar.
We need a photo. No one will believe us.
From the corner of your eye, you see a sudden cascade of motion ripple through the phasmid's limbs. A series of ultrasonic clicks fills your ear.
Detente, espera que me acerque primero.
I won't be one of those fools who didn't take a picture.
You see the phasmid turn to him, its mandible antennae reaching out. Its motions are quick, sudden.
¿A quién le importa lo que piense la gente, Kim?
Understood. Of course.
The spindly mechanism turns itself back to you, its antennae taking their measure of the air, slowly.
Electroquímica. ¡Ay! No quería hacer eso. Esto. Electroquímica. Podemos subirle un puntito.
Slowly, with your breath held, you take 2 small steps toward the phasmid. The creature lets out a series of ultrasonic clicks that swarm around your head like swallows. Like laughter, a sort of happiness. Hissing and clicking, it extends its mandible-like antennae to greet you. You're right below it now, looking up at the colossal chitin of its white limbs. The head of the creature is crowned by reeds, and its eyes are like small droplets of water.
Levantar la mano lentamente.
The insect stops its stridulation, seeming to observe you. Below its crown of reeds, little pinprick eyes detect motion, glittering. The world stands still around you. Suddenly, there is silence.
Levantar también la otra mano.
As you do, the invertebrate comes to life, its limbs moving independent of each other, as if each has a mind of its own. They are white, like stalks of porcelain, knitting above you, praying to you.
No me reces, no soy nadie.
The reed creature does not stop its stridulations. It towers above you, parting the reeds it emerged from. Tuft-like structures still rustle on its joints.
Hola, me llamo Harry. La verdad es que no sé muy bien quién soy.
No reply. A total ancient silence comes from its mouth, along with what appears to be some kind of foam. The stridulations of its limbs continue all around you.
Ponerte de puntillas y observarlo más de cerca.
You were right. Little bubbles form on the mouth parts of the creature, on its segmented lower lip. It looks to be foaming, slowly. The foam is white, then yellowish. The faintest smell, like you've never felt before, like burnt roses.
Kim, está espumando.
Careful, it may be poisonous.
The foam slowly turns a darker shade, like burnt caramel, as the insect moves its mouth parts, masticating. The little bubbles begin to burst, one by one, letting out that same smell, like summer burning. Apricot blossoms, white blossoms erupting, a sensation like cold hands on your face.
Dime, ¿qué estás haciendo?
I exist.
¿Me habla? Yo también existo.
Tell me what it's like for you.
Estoy enfermo.
What is your illness?
Está en mi corazón. Para mí es la tristeza, una y otra vez.
For me, it is not like that. I have states, not emotions. For example, I experience excitement at unexpected sugar rewards. But that is not important. Now I will tell you how it is for me. For me, it is a series of half-lit images, a kind of darkness, being intruded upon, transient, dim, moist.
¿Invasión? ¿Quién le invade?
Shapes of plants and animals, and internal sensations, a swarm of sounds, tiny vibrations on the inside of my forearms. All speak of complexities totally beyond my understanding. I am at the end of a narrow funnel, weightless, so light, it only feels like something to be me. In truth, perhaps I'm nothing. I certainly do not have a soul, and if I did, it would never ache.
Me gusta cómo soy un instrumento increíblemente emocional.
Few of us can begin to imagine the horror of you, with all of creation reflected in your forebrain. It must be like the highest of hells, a kaleidoscope of fire and writhing glass. Eternal damnation, even when you're sleeping, and when you wake, you carry it around on your neck, with eyes open that cannot help but swallow more behind the mirror. I feel great, mute empathy for you.
Al principio fue muy confuso, pero me apañó bien con mis movidas.
That must be incredibly hard. The Arthropods are in silent and meaningless awe of you. Know that we're watching. When you're tired, when the vision spins out of control, the insects will be looking on, rooting for you. And when you fall, we will come to raise you up. Bud from you, banner-like, blossom from you and carry you apart in a sky funeral, in honor of your passing. But not me, because I'm just a leaf eater.
Detective. Arriving.
¿Esto es un sueño? ¿Qué está pasando?
No, you're awake. I am real. Light is forming me. This is real.
¿Qué eres exactamente?
I am an unknown species of the order Phantasmadia, endemic to the insulating Isoma. For the last 350 years, I have hidden in plain sight, masquerading as the reeds, molding, cloning myself, unfolding at night to play with trash bins and boys. No, no one believed I exist. Almost no one. Until you came, detective, dripping of blood that smells like strawberries, across the calm sea, the first in 1,000 years. I have stayed hidden through 4 forms of government and 2 scientific revolutions, until I was accidentally discovered by a detective of the citizen militia in Reversal, district of Martinez, March 51.
¿De dónde viene todo esto a nuestro alrededor? ¿De dónde viene el mundo?
Not even the birds know that. Not even the water lily.
Entonces lo único que podemos hacer es darnos de bruces una y otra vez, día tras día, sin respuesta que valga.
You can also eat it. If it's a leaf, you can put it in your mouth. Yum yum. Or read.
Ya me llamo.
Wait, so
Entonces, ¿te pareces un junco y te gusta comer juncos?
Yes, they don't mind.
¿Te has comido por error otro phasmido juncoso?
Yes, I once cloned myself and ate the little ones. It was winter, and I woke up at the wrong time. It was an accident.
Soy inspector de policía.
So am I. I was born to detect sucrose rewards and semiochemicals. What were you born to detect?
Para detectar al asesino.
He's in a bad state, deteriorating fast now. He thinks I am beneficial to him, but I am not. I only quicken his deterioration.
¿Lo estás destruyendo?
Very slowly, and only because he won't go away. It is meant to keep them from noticing me, to interfere with the picture in your head. But he has looked at me for too long, and I am destroying him.
Ahora tengo que despedirme, no tengo más pensamientos, esto es todo.
No, there is one more.
De todas las criaturas que he conocido, tú eres la más amable.
Thank you. I also have one more thing to say to you before you go. That woman, turn from the ruin. Turn and go forward. For all mankind.
¿Qué mujer?
You cannot lie to me. Behind you, it smells of fires. So awfully far you were prepared to go in her presence. And it.
Lo haré.
She was hell on earth. It doesn't take a 3-meter stick insect to tell you that.
Vale, Kim, hazle una foto.
Okay.
there is no change in the insect's motion while it's being aimed by the camera. It remains fixated on you.
In 3. If it moves, you jump back. I'll shoot. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
The shrill flash of the camera cuts the air like the blade of a sword. The phasmid freezes in its bright light. Head turned toward the lieutenant, hypnotized by the flash. It stands frozen before you.
I got it.
Escucha susurrar al teniente mientras la figura de la criatura comienza a aparecer en la fotografía que tiene en la mano. Un espectro policromado de rasgos blancos contra los juncos y el cielo, y tú ante él como una sombra.
For all time.
Acariciar con cuidado su antebrazo en forma de guadaña.
The limb before you is incredibly light, like eggshell. It's much lighter than a reed. You feel a soft push could tip the creature over. Its hollow exoskeleton collapsing. Warning!
Apartar la mano.
A sudden shiver passes the limb. Looks like the creature is awakening, wave by wave from its stupor. Some sort of countdown process is happening. That's all you have time to think.
¿Tocar los bigotes?
The antennae hang from a great height. With your hand shaking, you barely touch the tip of the left whisker. On contact, the kiting curls into a spiral, like the tip of a poison ivy. Its touch on your fingertip feels cold, ticklish. It is surprisingly delicate, the curly end of the whisker, like a young vine. It's even a bit wet.
Be careful, detective. It's moving.
¿Limpiarte?
Feels like nothing. The anthropod in front of you stays frozen.
No, gracias. No tenemos retroceder.
Another shudder pulses through the creature's limbs. It jolts back to life, like a record continuing where it left off, in a swaying, praying motion. Even the small black pearls of its eyes do not stray from you.
Alejarte lentamente.
As you're turning away, the phasmid mirrors your movements, stepping on the water, the long limbs carrying its feather weight without breaking its surface.
Adiós, Armido.
And, just like that, it's gone, skating away across the sea's calm mirror like a skipping stone, leaving nothing but circles on the water. And something under it, in the place it stood, bobbing there, among the reeds, a collection of items.
It's gone.
El teniente mira al norte, con la mano haciendo visera en su receño. ¿Qué es eso que hay entre los juncos?
Looks like a nest of some sort. We should have a look.
¿Puede caminar sobre el agua?
Apparently, yes. Like a water strider. Only, I've never seen anything like that in my life.
¿Ahora qué?
What now?
Repite de repente el anciano detrás de ti. Mete la mano en las cenizas, tan sucias y
In
negras.
some kind of strange, semi-catatonic state.
Our suspect is not looking so good. We need to check on him.
Pues sí. Vamos a ver primero qué hay aquí. Casco Perderte 500. Mira de rifle. Prueba pasaporte de clase. ¡Ja!
This passport, issued by the Sovereign Republic of Oranje, is issued to a black-haired woman called Katarzyna Alazie.
Classia's hidden documents. From the MT boy.
¿Miras la foto?
It's Klasia, with short black hair and glasses. She looks boyish, younger somehow. An old photo, before life came and did what it does.
¿Qué estaba haciendo esto en el nido del fásnido?
Maybe our man, Mr. Dross, took it from Classia's, or whatever her name was. Hiding place, or...
¿Puede que para alguna clase de chantaje?
Perhaps. But that still doesn't explain how it got into the nest.
Creo que el fásnido lo cogió.
Like a magpie? What a coincidence. Then it would also have collected the other objects, which would be highly unusual. I can see how the helmet could wash up on the island, and the scope Maybe Mr. Dross lost it. But to seek this out would be very unusual behavior for an arthropod.
Would it? Maybe it was simply curious.
Puede que sintiera curiosidad, al igual que un pulpo.
An octopus belongs to a very different class. It's not even an insect, it's a mollusk. But yes, I see your point.
Aquí pone catarsin a la silla.
She said it would be for Anouk Meyer-Smith. Anouk Meyer-Smith.
Katarzyna Alazia was supposed to be her real name, where Klasia comes from. Remember? God damn it. I told you she kept lying to you. She's probably lying to someone else right now, in another city.
Se supone que su nombre real era Katarzyna Alasie. ¿Nos mintió?
Yes, somehow she managed to lie to us. One more time. In a way, she's still lying to us right now.
Entonces, ¿cuál es su nombre real?
I don't know. But it's not Katarzyna Alasie, or Klasia, or Anouk Meyer-Smith. We didn't even scratch the surface with her, detective. Perhaps it's better that we didn't arrest her. Who knows what hell she'd be raising in my district by now.
Ok, vamos entonces a hablar con el señor.
What is it? What do you want from me? I can't go.
Something is very wrong with him now.
Señor, ¿cómo es que no puede ver al fásmido?
See.
Mr. Dross?
The man does not respond. He keeps staring, black eyes glazed over and bulging from their sockets, his gap-toothed mouth shaking with fear and longing.
¿Pasarle la mano por delante de la cara?
A light shiver passes him, followed by nothing. His hands are trembling, and he breathes slowly.
He's going into some kind of psychomotor immobility. The good news is, this solves our transportation problem, doesn't it, Mr. Dross?
The trembling mouth appears to sigh.
Between this and the broken tire he's used for a boat, I think it's safe to leave him here, while we go and get help. It will need to be medical first, I'm afraid.
¿Qué le ha pasado a este hombre?
Old age and shock.
Yo creo que ha sido el fásmido.
Yes, the arrest and the appearance of the phasmid, the combined stress. But you think it's something more than that, don't you?
There's much more. Remember what it said when it spoke? Quite a few things about that health check you did on him make sense now.
No podía verlo, Kimmel solo veía juncos.
That could be part of the shock. But you're right, something is off here. Mr. Dross,
No response.
Tal vez es así como el fásmido ha permanecido oculto todos estos años.
then how did we see it? Oh, you mean, whatever does this, does it over time? Teenagers, kids, drunks, sightings are brief, and hence not credible. But anyone who spends a long time with it.
Sí, te olvidas de que está ahí.
Mr. Dross, have you ever seen a stick insect pretending to be the reeds? The doctors will have to look at this. I hope your station has better medical personnel than 57. This is a little advanced for a nurse.
Antes, cuando volvió a su estado, parecía estar extrañamente animado.
He was energetic and articulate. After all these years alone, with little hygiene or medication, I would expect worse.
A lo mejor ese ánimo es inducido por algo del fásmido.
It does not seem to be animated now it's left. Honestly, I'm ready to believe anything at this point. Maybe it is psychoactive. I mean, why not? It's 3 meters tall.
¿Podría ser que su relación con el fásmido se base en lo hormonal?
He was energetic and articulate.
perdón, me
It
equivoqué.
does not seem to... I mean, why not?
Y el 3.
You mean pheromonal?
Parecía un poco distinto a un hombre de su edad, un tanto libidinoso.
The scope? Knowing of her bruises? His disposition toward Miss Orania? I see what you mean.
Hablé con el fásmido, dijo que lo está destruyendo.
You should be more careful, detective. Are you sure it wasn't having an effect on you?
Quizás, de todas formas, solo está intentando permanecer invisible. La degradación es un efecto secundario.
A valid hunch. Long-term exposure to something like that could be neurodegenerative. Also, please be careful when approaching unknown species in the future.
Buen consejo, Kim. Lleva aquí mucho tiempo. ¿Quién sabe cuánto de ese tiempo ha sido en su compañía?
He did seem distressed when it finally came to arresting him, like he didn't want to leave this place, and the insect maybe. I have absolutely forgotten to take notes. I hope I remember all of this. This will be one hell of a report. Thank God we have the photo.
No one would believe you without it.
¿Qué le ha pasado? No, eso ya lo hemos dicho. Hemos encontrado algunas cosas en el nido del fásmido, señor Dross.
He stares into the reeds. Your words don't stir anything in him. Perhaps you should.
¿Enseñarle la mira?
I lost.
La perdió, señor Dross.
He turns his eyes to the reeds again, as he's done so many times. Beige and white stripes.
He lost the scope. Then it somehow made its way over there. With the help of a magpie phasmid? This sight is a T9, Mr. Dross. Was it attached to the rifle when you made the shot?
Silence. Not even a sigh. You've gotten all you will out of this poor being.
¿Enseñarle el casco?
Nothing. Just dull staring. Not even rage left.
If Kuno kicked it into the sea, as he said he did, the ebb would put it back here. This makes sense. Mr. Dross could have picked it up. Or the phasmid even. If it did, this is incredible.
¿Enseñarle el pasaporte?
No reaction. His breathing is slow, and he appears very old all of a sudden. Around 80. This is an old man, at last. No longer a tin soldier, but the broken down remains of a man.
Did you take this passport and other papers from a boy on the coast?
The spirit.
He hears us. The spirit?
No reply. He's gone again.
Try something else? We got him back for a moment.
Me voy para dejarle descansar al señor Dross.
The plastic cape flaps around his face in a gust of wind. His back is slouched and his mouth open. The blacks of his eyes are receding. His pupils are returning to normal.
We should think about getting back to the mainland. To get help. He'll be safe here. If we don't take too long.
Ok, pues nada, vamos a pedir ayuda. Aquí no habrá nada más que pueda haber, ¿no? Pedir no se puede ir. Por aquí tampoco. Vale, pues nada, entro por aquí. Y hasta aquí el vídeo de hoy. El próximo no os lo podéis perder porque ya es el último. Ya acabamos Disco Elysium. Así que no olvidéis suscribiros y activar esa campanita para que os avise cuando suba vídeo nuevo. Y por supuesto, por favor, dejad un like al vídeo si os está gustando esta serie. Y nos vemos muy pronto en el próximo episodio. Muchas gracias a todos.